Guys, I think alts are about to break out in a huge way. I'm going to tell you why. And I think it's time if you want to take some small gambles with a couple $100 on small altcoins, no matter which ones they are. I think right now is the time to buy because a couple of them have already started breaking out. And I think like the massive breakout for some of these like sudden pumps is actually coming soon. Now, on the sudden pumps on the small alts, should probably sell, especially after a couple of days before it goes back down. But right now, Ethereum is breaking through $3,000, and we know that Ethereum affects ERC20 tokens, which actually makes a large part of the alt market. Now, Bitcoin, I believe, is about to break out as well, past the $52,000, $53,000 barrier. It's been attacking it multiple times, and I think like any kind of profit taking is slowly coming to an end, while the ETF buying is definitely not coming to an end. But alts, I think we're at the point. If you look at the greed fear index, we're in the 70s and people are getting more and more greedy. And sooner or later, that price increase in Bitcoin is not going to be enough for them. So while the more safer people with the ETFs are going to be buying Bitcoin and pushing that coin higher, a lot of the retail spot Bitcoin buyers on the exchanges, now these are not the same investors that actually buy the ETF. The ETF people are like institutional. They're more like the safer, older kind of investor. Like the spot investors that buy Bitcoin off the exchanges are not the same. I think they're going to come back because the dollar signs are going to be flashing in their eyes. You think FTX drove them off? You think Terra Luna drove them off? Oh, no, 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 no. They were just waiting because like that greed in their hearts will not be able to resist the gains that are actually coming. So I do think they are going to come in soon. Some of my viewers said it was $60,000 when they were going to actually come in. I think like 50, 55K is actually probably enough to get some of them in, especially if this holds and there's continuous net inflows into the ETF, which there is actually continuing to be. I think like the next couple of pumps, like the next one from like 52 to 55, from 55 to 60 will be like one of the catalysts for some of these to come in. And they're going to come in meme coins, in ERCs, and in other altcoins as well as a lot of like the crap coins. They're going to be in it because they want those gains. Because like I think from here, Bitcoin can do 3x, maybe 5x if there's a lot of the Middle Eastern companies coming in. But those people are not looking for 3x or 5x. Those people are looking like for 50 and 100x. And there's no way you're going to get that from Bitcoin. You're going to have to go into the alts. There's no way you're going to get that from Ethereum either, or even some of the top alts. You're going to have to go further down. So if you're looking to buy small altcoins, now is actually the time to do it before that happens. Now, which one of these small altcoins are those people are going to buy? I don't know. And there's still a very, very big risk for people that are buying these small altcoins, which is why you need to diversify your money in these small altcoins. You don't want to go all in on these small altcoins because there's a very, very good chance that any one of them will fail. But remember, you're basically leveraging that against a 50x gain. So even if you invest in 10 of them and only 2 of them work, you're still getting a lot from the altcoins. If like 6 or 7 of them work, you're going to be basically like flying in money. And a lot of these small altcoins during the bull run, even if they don't go up a lot, you don't really lose the money. So you can shift the money around during the altcoins. Yes, you'll like the on-chain fees are there and there's slippage, which could be pretty big for some of these altcoins. But like the amount of gains that you can possibly get now that the market's turned bullish and the fear greed sentiment has shifted towards greed, the amount of gains you can get is vastly great. I mean, you're talking about like Shiba Inu type gains. You're talking about Pepe type gains at their peak. You're talking about, like maybe like 50, 100x gains, possibly even more. Some small coin that's like $1 million in market cap will go to $1 billion, and some lucky person will get like 1,000x. Very few people, notably, very, very few people. It's going to be like a lottery ticket, but someone will actually get that. If you think about Solana last time, the lows it came up from to the heights. Like Solana started out like less than $1. I mean, no one knew about it then, but the people that got in early, they cashed out big. If you look at back in 2017, how Cardano did that in 2020 as well. And you look at like some of the other ICP, even though it went down a lot, the original ICO, I believe, was like 3 cents or something. So even if you like bought 3 cents and you sold right now, or even sold at its low of like $4, that's still 100x. So there's going to be a lot of those opportunities. Yeah, it's going to be trying to pick a diamond out of the rough, but I think the odds are significantly better than just buying a scratch and win ticket or a lottery ticket at this point for you to actually win these bets. So the thing is, like, I think you should do a little bit of like study on these smaller coins. I wouldn't waste too much time on actually researching the smaller coins because a lot of that the information you get from research will actually just be garbage because they lie all the time. It's really hard to figure out what's there and what's not. But you got to look at the coin supply. You got to look at like how much dilution there is, how much hype there is for it, and try to like kind of like see if there's a project or not. I mean, Jasmy isn't a micro coin because it's already several $100 million in market cap, but it's been working out very, very well for me because I bought in at less than half a penny and it's now like almost 200x up, like 200% up for me on that, almost at 0.12 cents, and it's still going to continue. Now, Jasmy was a special case because on that coin, like they basically diluted the hell out of it at the very beginning of the project. They dumped all of it, and I actually thought the project was dead. But they actually have a physical location in Tokyo, and they actually held 2 conferences, one in Japanese, one in English, to ensure investors that of their investment. So they're still kind of working on it. Now, they are an IoT service. Let's get that straight. So I don't even know what they're using the tokens or they use the tokens for, but I'm just betting that they'll actually definitely pump the tokens to satisfy their investors once or twice in the bull run, and that's what I'm looking at. Those are the kind of things you actually need to look at. Like, is the like team still there? Because that team is actually still there. Like, what use is there for the token? I don't know if there's much. And like, what news or what can they possibly do? Because if they're trying to still like instill confidence in their investors, that's actually a good sign. Because like they don't really have many more coins to dump, and they're an actual legitimate company in Tokyo, which means they actually might get their ass sued if they don't actually do something to please the investors. So that's why, like, for me, Jasmy was a good choice. Now, Jasmy's already pumped almost 200%, so I'm not really sure if it's still a good choice for you. I mean, it might be. You just got to, like, kind of balance out the pros and cons, definitely. But for me, it was a good choice, but there are other gems out there. Like AWT is very, very low right now. It's actually been losing this time, but it also doesn't have much volume. So the thing is, like, you could take a shot at that, and hopefully if the volume increases on that coin, the price is actually going to come up. If they get another listing or something, and they actually have a product out, so that's why I'm there. And, like, Caspa is definitely not a micro cap, but I have $200 there, or probably like $300 now, because of an investment, because of a donation someone actually made. And that definitely could be big as well. I think my goal for that one is like $1 or something. So there's like a bunch of gems in there, like in mid caps and definitely small caps. Like, Safe Haven is one I always mention. They're trying to get more liquidity by going multi-chain. And if they're successful in doing that, that price can shoot up because their market cap is very, very low and they do actually have a product. So like, you got to look for these companies that actually have a product whose market cap is in just a couple of millions, or a meme coin that has just come up and it has a catchy name. I'm not talking about like Doge, Floki, Pepe, something Inu. Long names are no good for meme coins. You need a catchy name for the meme coin. So you got to start looking for these now. Because since the greed fear index is tilted heavily towards greed, there's going to be people pumping these coins, and you want to be in on these pumps before they actually get too far. Because once it reaches billions of dollars or hundreds of millions of dollars in market cap, most of the gains for those coins are going to be gone, especially the meme coins. Now, some of these coins that are trying to drive on utility, promoting hype and having teams pumping behind it, they could possibly seep into the billions. Now, the thing is, like, I don't think $1 billion market cap would even be top 100. So don't look at like $1 billion market cap. It might be top 100. I'm not actually sure. But during the actual bull run, it might not be. So don't look at $1 billion market cap as something massively great, because it's not going to be all that much during the bull run. And getting into the top 100 in terms of coins is not really that hard. So while there's merit to holding Bitcoin and Ethereum and getting safe gains, if you really want the gains, it is time to start looking at these small coins. And I think alts are going to break through because Ethereum is going to pull the ERC20 market up probably. And the rest of the alt market might actually be pulled up by that too. So I really do think that we have to look at this in a different light now, since like the greed fear index is like tilted towards greed now, since the ETFs are actually buying now and there's no really huge selling pressure, and since Ethereum ETF is coming up and that's pulling the price of Ethereum up, which will pull the rest of the coins up. So we have to kind of look at it from that perspective at this point. And there's a lot of opportunity there if you look at it from this perspective, and you can't just be completely stuck in the blue chip coins, because if you are, you're going to be settling for lesser gains. Now, if that's your thing, if you have like hundreds of thousands of dollars invested and like, 6, 7x will get you millions of dollars and you're happy with that, that's perfectly fine. I have nothing against that. It's really what your goals are. But I know a lot of you are looking for the really big gains. So it is time to actually start thinking about taking those risks and not just sticking with the safer coins. You know, the fundamentals for these smaller coins, they're very, very squishy and non-existent. So it's kind of a guessing game, but it's a guessing game that could actually pay out a lot of money. I'm not going to tell you like which coins to actually buy because you have to do your own research on that. I have my bets. I've already talked about a couple of them in this video, but you should definitely do your own research and see if there's any bets that are worth taking. And these bets are definitely going to be better than lottery tickets that a lot of people buy. So, you know, take the advice for like, you know, take the information for what it is. Do your own research. This isn't actually financial advice as seen in the corner of this video, but I do think like people will actually gain more that take the greater risk at this point because I think like the bearish market is over and people are going to be greedy and a lot of these coins are going to shoot up. Just make sure to sell when they really do show up. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will see you guys later.